Hi, I'm Chip Rowan with the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, and for this episode of Good to Know, I am here with Joe Kaczynski with the Connellsville Township Volunteer Fire Department. Good to see you, Joe.
Good to see you too, Chip.
Joe, you have some big things coming up here, some big events, or a big event, which was multiple days. You want to tell our viewers about that?
Sure. Once again, it's time for FunFest. FunFest. This will actually be our 16th anniversary. Unfortunately, due to how everything took place in the world last year with the pandemic, we had to cancel our 15th anniversary event, as we had to cancel most of our events last year for fundraising purposes. But with everybody getting vaccinated, things starting to open up again, we decided it was time for us to come back as well and to hold our annual community event.
Well, I'm glad you're having that. And is this? Give the folks the dates first off.
Okay, the dates are coming up here very shortly. Okay, so they're going to be June 10, 11, and 12, and it all takes place here on the grounds of the fire department.
And my question was going to be, is this typically when you would hold it, or is this a little later?
No, this is pretty typical. We try to watch what other community events are going on so we don't compete against each other, and then we also try to watch what's happening with the school.
Okay.
Because we try not to conflict with some of the things that happen there. We are aware that graduation will be taking place, but we've gone up against that in the past. We decided this year not to go up the week earlier, which would be against Connellsville's musical, because we know what a draw that is for them.
Yeah, that was a good decision.
Yeah, we think so.
And graduation doesn't impact everyone. It impacts a lot of people. It doesn't impact everyone. Right. So the 10th, 11th, and 12th, that's a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. What time do things usually start?
Well, things are going to start a little bit with some different times, different days.
Okay.
So on the 10th, we start at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Figuring that way people get home from work, have a little bit of time to get changed and come on up. And then on Friday and Saturday, which are the 11th and 12th, we start at 5.
Okay.
And we run to 11 o'clock on Friday, Saturday, and 10 o'clock on Thursday.
It's a work night.
It's a work night. It's not really a school night, I guess, anymore. But it's a work night, and, it makes it easier for everybody on a Thursday night to wrap a little early.
Yeah, I would agree. And Thursday night, Armstrong is going to be here, and we're glad to be back with the FunFest again. And you're going to have the dunk tank set up, and we're going to have Jackie Shopes from Challenge Accepted is going to be on the dunk tank. And there's some celebrities from the community. I can't say who it is because it's a surprise. Who's going to be here on the dunk tank, too. So you can come out, you can throw some balls. That money goes to the fire department, and then Armstrong's going to have a booth set up, and we're going to give some stuff away too. So you're going to want to come out and take part in that. I talked about money going to the fire department. You guys have had a tough year financially.
Yeah, it's been a rough year. We have been fortunate to get through the year as well as we have. The old saying of you rob Peter to pay Paul. And so that there's been a little bit of that going on, but we've been very fortunate to that extent. But it's time that we definitely need to open up our place and get ready to have fundraisers going on again. And we'll get the FunFest event in here early June, and then for those of you who've been waiting and asking and begging, June 20th, mark your calendars. Bingo will return to the fire hall.
Bingo is back. Well, that's a great thing. I know that's a big fundraiser for you too. And is it weekly?
Yeah, we're only going to go on Sunday night right now. We are Monday and Sunday, but we're going to start with just the Sunday. Get our feet wet again and get ourselves in there and get it moving again. Probably going to have to retrain a few people on what happens because it's been over a year.
And it's hard to believe that. And like I noticed, nothing's like it was. So when you look back at a year and think, well, that didn't happen when it normally did. So it kind of throws things off. Now you have a great campus here for your festival. It works out really well. You have a lot of stuff set up outside, but you also have inside space too.
Well, our food and most likely our Chinese auction will be in our truck bay area. We're not actually going to be utilizing the social hall this year. Part of that was because we weren't sure if we were going to be allowed to be inside, so we made the plans without it. Yeah. And everything will be out here, out in the open. Come on out and just enjoy the time.
And the truck bays, you have those big doors open, so it's almost like being outside anyhow.
Exactly, yeah. But all the food setup will be in there, which, that's usually a pretty packed area for throughout the day. We'll have areas for people to sit down so they can enjoy the food.
Well, I know from the times I've been here, the food is a draw for me because I love food, as you can tell. But I know you got all kinds of food, too. You want to talk a little bit about some of the things that are on the menu?
I would if I really knew the full menu. But yeah, we'll have the traditionals. You know, the hamburgers, the hot dogs, the funnel fries, and they have, I think, some deep fried Oreos and a few extra things that they might add into the list. I think there might be some smoking going on by Sean Stutz this year again. He's always been a supporter of us as well, and he usually comes in and does some smoking for us.
Barbecue. He has
some barbecue, right?
I know our booth is often set next to. There's an ice cream stand there, and that's always very appealing to me to sneak over to the ice cream stand.
Sure, and that's actually one of the booths run by Our Ladies Auxiliary. So they'll run the ice cream stand, and then they also run the cake wheel. And the cake wheel is it still blows my mind. Come up and place your bets to try to win a cake.
And those are homemade cakes.
Yes, most of them are homemade cakes. They're all donated. Every single one of them is donated. So I'll put out the plug for that as well. If you want to make a cake, bring it on up. We'll accept it here. We'll be happy to get it over to Our Ladies Auxiliary. Because 3 days of cakes, it takes a good bit.
Right. If someone wants to help, who could they contact? Like if they wanted to bake a cake, how could they get a hold of you?
Well, they can just call the firehouse, and the answering system will answer here.
That number
which
is
628. Well, I guess I got to go with 724-628-3490.
Okay.
And then people know Shirley and Bob Lieberger. Shirley runs that cake booth, and she'll gladly accept a cake.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Now you have some big things that are happening. I know different nights there are bigger events. You want to talk a little bit about those, please?
Sure. Our Thursday night, like we said, is kind of our warm-up night. Make sure everything's running right and you're all good to go. So the games will be open and the food booths will be open. And, of course, the dunk tank, which, is a great challenge that you guys do and great support for us. We really appreciate everything that Armstrong does do for us.
You're very welcome.
And then on Friday night, the game booths are open. There will be a DJ here. There'll be, of course, the food booths. And it's also the annual car show.
That's a big car show, if I remember right.
Yes, as long as, God willing, the sun shines.
Like this.
That's right. The cars will come. There's a specialty car that I've heard rumor will be here. I don't want to talk too much about it to ruin that surprise. But if the weather's good, you're going to want to come check this one out.
I know from the past years when I've been here, there's just a parade of cars coming in to set up. So they're great to see.
Yeah.
So that's on Friday night.
That'll be Friday night. And the first 50 cars will get a dash plaque.
Okay.
And they'll usually set up at the far end of our campus here, so that, they usually, as most car hops do, they congregate together and they have their good time. You get to go over and see their cars and check them out, and then still have all of our other events going on here. And then also that night we do have live entertainment by Matt and Ian. It's an acoustic duo. So they'll be here on Friday night. That's the 11th of June. And then on Saturday, that's, of course, our last day for the event. We open up at 5 o'clock. Again, all the events with the booths and everything will be open up, the food, everything. Tim Litvin, who was here with us, would be now 2 years ago, he will be our entertainment that night. And he's a real good draw. Nice guy, plays a little mix, and we were very happy with him 2 years ago, so we said, come on back. And then at probably right around 10 o'clock, the first fireworks shell should skyrocket out of our place. And we have a fantastic fireworks show that goes off, probably one of the bigger ones that's in the area.
I agree. And that's quite a draw for you, too, for that night.
It is, and we urge everybody to come here to the property to see it. It's really the best place to get a good view of them.
It's the only place you can get a hamburger and watch the fireworks, too.
True. That's true. You can
not the only place, but the best place.
The best place. You can get food, you can get something to drink, you can watch the fireworks, listen to Tim Littman a little bit beforehand, and then the fireworks will go off at 10 o'clock. And as has been for, I guess, all 16 years that I can remember, Our Ladies Auxiliary is the sponsor of our fireworks display.
Yeah. I know the ladies really help out, and they do a ton of. I think they've bought some equipment for you folks.
Oh yeah, we've got there's four-wheel Polarises and Gators and the brush truck and things like that. I think it's just unbelievable, and they are a very, very small group.
Small but mighty, right?
Exactly. They're a small but powerful group, and we appreciate everything that they do for us.
Well, I know the need. I've been in volunteer fire departments before, and you get very little funding outside of what you raise yourself. And I know you have truck payments and things that you're trying to fund, and so it's just important for people to support these.
That's right. I will say it's not just our department that needs the help. It's everybody in the fire service needs the help right now. It's just it's not like you're getting a payroll or whatever coming in from your county or your state. It's all individually done on the fundraising levels here in each fire department.
And even if you don't live in Connellsville Township, I mean, your fire department supports others. So if City of Connellsville gets a call, you guys are going to get the call too, typically.
If they need mutual aid assistance, yes, they will call, and we will go. We will go where we are asked to go and assist.
Now, for folks that aren't familiar where the fire hall is located, could you give an address?
Sure. We're 905 Fireman Street. So 905 Fireman Street. We are across the street from the Sons of Italy, and plenty of parking.
So if you're coming up Crawford Avenue, close to where Geibel is, right past the Dairy Queen, so those might be locations, and you just turn in on was it Fireman Street?
No, that's Rogers Avenue is what you're going to come down.
Okay.
And then Fireman Street is here where the festival will be.
Okay. I just know how to drive here. I didn't pay attention to street signs, but that's good. In case someone's not from this area, they can find where you're at. Anything else, Joe, that you want to talk about related to the FunFest?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything, Chip. I just encourage everybody to come out, support the fire departments, and come on out and have a good time.
Yeah, well, thank you, Joe. Remember, this is June 10, 11, and 12, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Come on out to the Connellsville Township Volunteer Fire Department and enjoy the FunFest. This is Good to Know.